And as far as the debut of TNA on AMC goes, this isn't going to be some kind of super long and extensive preview. One thing that has shocked me and has kind of pissed me off the more that I think about it is the absolute lack of buzz and promotion for this. You're not hearing nothing about it. I mean, I haven't seen a media blitz by TNA. TNA talent the last week or two, and especially in the run up to this, I mean, they should have been literally everywhere to the point where you were sick of hearing from Carlos Silva and Santana and Kazarian, who's their world champion, by the way, and the Hardys and whoever. Where's the media blitz? Where's the push for this thing? This has no hype. I mean, they've done such a poor job. And then you look at the card, and I understand they had to pull that Leon Slater match, you know, with him being pulled from the show. But we only have 3 matches announced for this thing. Elijah and the Hardys versus Order 4. Who could possibly care? And I understand it's the Hardys. You want to get the Hardys on there. Uh, Women's tag team title, the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand, which is, going to set back women's wrestling 15 years when everybody sees that match. And then, Frankie Kazarian versus Mike Santana for the world title, which is the big match they're pushing. And obviously, they're going to do a bunch of angles and set up a bunch of things for Genesis. We don't even have a main event for Genesis yet because we have the world title match happening on this show and whatever associated angle they're going to do. But aside from having a world title match, this feels really like not much more than a run of the mill Impact. And you can't have that when you're making a first impression because this show is going to do more viewers than any Impact in years. And it's going to do more viewers than any Impact moving forward on AMC because a lot of people are going to be curious and they're going to pop in for this and you're going to have your one chance to impress some people. You're not going to keep them all. Nobody does. You're going to have your one chance to impress some people. SmackDown didn't keep everybody, but what did they do on their debut? The Rock. Brock Lesnar winning the world title. The debut on Fox, I mean, a few years ago. And they did almost 5 or 6 million, whatever it was. And they didn't keep them all, but they put their best foot forward. The media blitz leading up to the first Dynamite was 10 times that of this. Rampage. Need I say what AEW did to roll out Rampage? He who shall not be named. Monster rating. Best foot forward. Best foot forward. Raw debut on Netflix. Best foot forward. It felt special. It felt big. They knew they were going to have new eyeballs. They tried to impress everyone. This is not best foot forward. This is the same old TNA bullshit. This looks like a half-heartedly thrown together show where you lost the one match that people were really looking forward to, which makes you look minor league. It makes you look minor league when Daddy WWE is taking away one of your wrestlers who works for you, by the way. He works for you. And then Tony Khan is signing away the other one. And look, I understand, he was willing to work the match. Myron Reed was willing to work the match. Okay? Without the contract. But what's the perception? The perception is you lost the most exciting match on your lineup because WWE took priority over your contracted wrestler and Tony Khan signed the other one. It's a joke. TNA cannot avoid looking foolish at any turn ever. You couldn't get this off on the wrong foot more strongly than they have. And there's no buzz around this thing. None. There's been no media blitz. You should be sick and tired of seeing TNA people all over the place the last 2 weeks, the last month. I mean, this is just the same old show moved over from Access to AMC. Is it going to have the same old shitty production? The same old shitty backstage segments? I'm sure it will. I wanted to be blown away by this. Wrestling fans wanted to be blown away by this. The wrestling world needed to be blown away by this. TNA needed to blow away people with this. but they're incapable. And I'm headed into this thing tonight with a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, it has angered me as the week has moved along how badly they have botched this rollout. And what I see on paper doesn't look like they're going to be able to redeem themselves when they put the actual product out there. And I'm sure they've got some surprises up their sleeve, and they better be good because what they're promising doesn't look so hot. Yeah, we got a world title match with a guy that nobody sees as a real world champion, Frankie Kazarian. Nice guy, good wrestler. Does anyone see him as a fucking real world champion? And of course, you had to have the Hardys on there. I get that. But that's it. That and Perez Hilton, that's your big push. Perez Hilton. Perez Hilton. And AJ Styles as a make good because WWE took away your contracted wrestler to do something more important than your debut on AMC. That's what your promotional partner, who you have to be indebted to, Daddy WWE, that's what they're telling you. What we're doing is more important, and we're taking your contracted wrestler away because it's more important than your TV debut. After you already announced the guy, and you look like absolute fucking fools, as always. I mean, you couldn't botch this worse. TNA would trip over themselves if they didn't have legs. It's incredible how they can't get anything right. So we're all looking forward to the Friday Impact review, right? I genuinely can't wait. I cannot wait. I would love for this show to shock me and be something worthwhile. But look, you can't help but think that all the talk on Friday and through the weekend is going to be how bad this show was. You can't help but think that. I mean, they got to prove to us that that's not going to be the narrative, that those aren't going to be the talking points. And with that, I'll see you tomorrow.